Hello and welcome to Chesapeake Weekly. Tidewater Community College is home to a new robotics lab, adding to its efforts to prepare students for high-tech careers in advanced manufacturing. We got an inside look at the lab during its grand opening last week.
These robots are exactly the same robots that students will see when they move out into industry. These are not educational versions that aren't comparable. These are the same robots that they'll see out in industry, and learning on these robots will allow them to program and work with any robot of any size, clear up to the 2-story tall, FANUC robots that they have out in the automotive manufacturing.
So how we got here is that we listened to our industry partners. Our partners told us is that we need to prepare students to go into the workforce. And as a result of that, we partnered through our mechatronics program, where we have almost 30 students through our dual enrollment program for high school students, plus almost 100 students that are in our evening program. Students can use the system that we have in here and go directly into the workforce, where they can make up to $25, $30 an hour with full benefits. So imagine a 19-year-old student walking out of TCC with the credentials to go directly into the workforce.
I'm a mechanical guy. So robots are mechanical, not just mechanical, but it also has electronics as well, inclusive to it. So being able to take the mechanical part of it, take the electrical part of it, and phase them together and produce a product. Currently, I work at a company called Steel. And of course, they have the much bigger robots, but at least working on the smaller robots, I'll be able to work on the bigger robots, of course.
The second phase of the Elbow Road widening project is headed towards construction. This project builds upon the first phase, which provided safety improvements and 2 curve realignments. We met with the Public Works project manager to learn what this phase would entail.
First phase was doing some safety improvements that were previously done about a year or 2 ago. This current project is phase 2. It's to widen the existing road to 12-foot lanes and shoulders for the whole length. And then there'll be a phase 3 project in the future that'll widen to 4 lanes. And as part of our current project, we're buying the right-of-way for that future widening. Eventually it'll be widened. Right now, we still need to determine how it's going to get to 4 lanes. Right now, we're focused on just this 2-lane section from about where we are at the church to the city of Virginia Beach. The traffic is projected to increase about 50 to 75% over the next 20 years or so. So we're kind of planning ahead and trying to be ready for the future of what this road might need to handle for cars.
You can learn more about the project on the active projects pages at cityofchesapeake.net/publicworks. There you'll also find information from last week's citizen information meeting, including how to submit your comments. The City Council will hold their last town meeting of 2019 on Tuesday evening, December 3rd. It'll take place at Indian River High School, that's 1969 Braves Trail. Town meetings are a chance for residents to share concerns, ideas, and issues with members of council in a less formal setting than the regular meetings at City Hall. The town meeting runs from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Thanksgiving is this week, and if your favorite bird is deep fried, the fire department has some safety tips for you.
We want to place that turkey fryer 10 foot away from any home, garage, deck, fence, any structure that could catch fire. Always maintain visual contact with that turkey fryer. Keep the kids, the pets away from it. You want to maintain that oil temperature between 350, 400 degrees. Once you get above that 400 degree point, that oil stands the possibility of self-igniting. You can have, again, a big violent flame eruption. And as far as placing that turkey into the hot oil, we want to make sure you have a dry and completely thawed turkey. Again, you want to select ground that is nice and level. You want to avoid any possibility of that turkey fryer tipping over. If that turkey fryer tips at all, that hot oil could contact the propane flame and you could have a violent flame eruption.
Now, as with everything, it really comes down to planning the right amount of oil, the right spot for your fryer, a turkey that's not frozen and is dried off. For more on making your holiday feast safe, visit the National Fire Protection Association's website at nfpa.org. If you're looking to lend a hand during this season of giving, there are several things you want to consider. First, if donating items to the homeless is on your to-do list, be sure you're donating things that are truly needed.
When you think about the homeless and what items that they need, think about what it feels like to be cold outside. Most of them are sleeping in their cars or out on the street. They're with us during the day at the resource center for the homeless, but at night they're still sleeping on the street. So they need hats, they need gloves, they need socks, anything like that to keep them warm. They don't want blankets or any kind of heavy thing that they have to lug around with them, because it just becomes an extra burden for them to carry from one place to the other. So just those things that can easily fit into a backpack would be great. You can drop those off at the Resource Center for the Homeless. It's located at 1468 South Military Highway, and we're in Suite 100.
And if you'd rather donate money, be very careful about which organization you choose to donate to. Make sure it's a legitimate charity and ask questions about how your money will be used. Here are a few other tips from the Chesapeake Police Department on how to avoid getting scammed during the season of giving.
But if you do want to give to a charity, oftentimes charities are soliciting for their funds by way of phone and calling you. And then they may prompt you for a credit card or your bank card information to go ahead and retrieve those funds. Never ever give your bank information that's year round to anybody over the phone. You can nicely tell them that I would love to be able to contribute to your charity. Please mail me something, and then you can go ahead and remit payment that way.
The 10th annual Thanksgiving Community Dinner, hosted by the Buffalo family and friends, takes place on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 28th, from noon to 3. Meal pickup will be in the parking lot at 19th and B Street, and meal delivery is available for the elderly and disadvantaged. Learn more at buffalofamily.org. Holiday parades are coming up on December 7th. The 8th annual Chick-fil-A Christmas Parade in Western Branch is on December 7th starting at 9 a.m. The parade runs along Chesapeake Square Ring Road. Then later that day, the Chesapeake Rotary Christmas Parade in Great Bridge starts on Mount Pleasant at 6 p.m. and winds its way to City Hall. Chesapeake Television will broadcast that parade in its entirety. Watch it live on your television, Cox Channel 48 or Verizon Channel 43, or you can stream it live on your computer at cityofchesapeake.net/TV. We'll also replay the parade throughout the month of December. It's the final week for farmers markets. The Chesapeake Farmers Market at City Park will hold its last event on Wednesday, the 27th from 8 to 1. And the Farmers Marketplace at City Hall will hold its last event this Saturday, November 30th from 8 to noon. But they will be back for a special holiday marketplace on December 14th, which you can learn more about at ChesapeakeFarmersMarketplace.com. The Thanksgiving holiday will change city operating hours this week. All city offices, courts, and libraries will close at noon on Wednesday and will remain closed on Thursday and Friday. Community centers will be open until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, and then they will also close on Thursday and Friday. Now, the Visitor Center on Progressive Drive will only be closed on Thanksgiving Day. Normal hours for the city will resume on Saturday. For trash and recycling collections, there will be a one-day delay, which means that Thursday's collections will be made on Friday, and Fridays will take place on Saturday. You can get a complete list of all the closures online at cityofchesapeake.net or by calling the Customer Contact Center at 382-CITY. And before we go, speaking of the Customer Contact Center, they will be closed next Tuesday, December 3rd from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., meaning you will not be able to reach someone via the 382-CITY number during that time. Now, you can still make a service request by going online to cityofchesapeake.net/requests or by downloading the Chesapeake Service Request app. Call takers will resume normal operations at 1 p.m. that day. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving holiday. We'll be back next week for another edition of Chesapeake Weekly. See you then.